Hi guys, Dave here for Southern Land Solo. Thanks for tuning in. Today I'm just doing a really quick video on washing woolens. Now, I love my wool clothing, and wool lasts for decades and decades if you look after it. And I have here a garment that I'm going to wash today. And don't laugh at the color. It's this swan dry shirt. Picked it up from Save Mart for about 15 bucks, and it's a swan dry shirt. Now wool will last for decades, as I said, and this certainly has. This has got to be from the 1970s or something. I don't think anybody in the last 40 years would wear anything of this color. One thing I found out with the woolen clothing I've bought is that wool can be a little deceptive. Picked this up, haven't done anything to it yet, and it's just got the wool sort of smell or wool odor to it. Nothing bad at all, it just smells like wool. The colors on it are really vibrant, and so wool, we also know, has got some antimicrobial properties in it, and it's also a bit of a self-cleaner. The way it wicks water away through the fibers, kind of cleans the fibers as it goes as well, to a certain extent. So it's a little bit deceptive. This looks clean, bright, colorful, it smells okay, and the idea would be that this is perfectly clean, and with wool's other qualities I won't need to give it a wash or anything, but we'll see how we go. Here's what I'm going to wash it in. This particular one is Martha's Wool Mix. I'll bring it closer, I think it'll go out of focus, but Martha's Wool Mix. It's about 5 or 6 bucks from the supermarket. Any sort of wool mix or wool wash, gentle washing cleaner would be fine. This one is eucalyptus, just because I think it smells a little bit better. And so I've only got one garment. I'm not going to do a whole cap. I'm going to do about a third of a cap. Probably about a half there. That should do it. Just give it a bit of a swish around. And I've got 3 cups. I'll show you what they're for. That's the water untouched, just with a bit of wool mix in it. So nice and clean. And turn it inside out. Cool, there we go. Slowly put it in there. Try not to overflow it, and just let it soak the water up. And what we do, just leave that to soak for about 5 minutes. Doesn't take long at all. I'll be back in 5 minutes. So that's been about 5 minutes just soaking away. And what I'm going to do now is just sort of knead it like you would very gently bread dough if you're making baking bread or something like that. The thing with wool is it'll last your lifetime, but you do have to look after it. It's tough as nails when it's dry, particularly this stuff. It's made for work and made for the bush, this swan dry stuff. So it's tough as nails when it's dry and you're wearing it, and you can rub up against gorse and wire and stuff like that, and bush, whatever you're doing out there. But when you're washing it, you got to look after it, because it'll push everything out of shape. And I think what it does, I think it separates the fibers or separates the knit a little bit, and you lose its, it starts making it susceptible to getting holes and pulling it out of shape, and it doesn't hold its warmth, stuff like that. So when you're doing it, just knead it like that, nice and gently. And I sort of lift it up, let the water drain out, and push it back down again. And you just sort of look after it. And basically, I'm sort of helping the water push through those fibers and push all that dirt out. So the key is just take your time and do it slowly, Okay, here's our differences. That's just a gentle wash from what you've seen there, and that's the clean water. So it smells clean, the colors are really vibrant, it looks like a really clean garment, it really does, yeah. But it's filthy. Now we're just going to drain it and rinse it. And again, I'm not wringing it, I'm not doing this, just squeezing it out. Resist the temptation to really squeeze this thing, just go gentle with it and let it dry in its own time as well. Doesn't take much when these things are wet to stretch them out of shape. Cool. I'm just going to rinse it over in the sink in the dark area, which you can't really film in because you won't see anything. And I'll be right back. So here we are, almost the finished item. I didn't go through the rinsing process because essentially it's the same as the washing. It's just fill it with water, let it soak, and then just knead it, drain it out, and then I rinsed this one twice. Filled it up with water again, kneaded it a little bit, drained it out, and even more dirt came out. Another trick to help it dry quicker is put it in a towel and then roll it up in the towel. You lay it out properly, lay it out flat, and then you just roll it up in the towel. And what that does is soak up a lot of that extra water and doesn't pull your garment out of shape or anything like that because you've just laid it out flat. Just rolled up in a towel like that. That pulls a ton of extra water out of it. And then to finally dry it, you don't really want to hang it like that. Again, just the weight of the wet wool, it will pull itself out of shape. So again, you just want to lie it flat, out of the sun, and just let it dry. The other way is on a drying rack. These drying racks here, they have like a grated top on it. You can actually lie them on there and they won't go out of shape as well. As long as it's reasonably dry, you've done the trick with the towel and stuff like that. And they will lie on there even up like that. And the air gets over the top, the air gets underneath, helps it dry much better as well. Watch out for these things in New Zealand. They have these little spike bits on the end. Down there, all through there. And I've dried a woolen blanket on these once before and it ended up with those little spike shapes in it because I just hang it over the edge. So it took months and months before it pulled itself back into shape. And it's still got little dimples in my wool blanket from it. So it will do that to woolen shirts. So don't hang it over anything like that, like anything that sticks out, anything like that. Cool. Well, that's all it took. That's a $15 shirt. That's $5 or $6 bottles. What's that? 21 bucks. And I've probably got something there that I'm going to get 20 years life out of. Pretty good. Just putting the time and the effort into it. So hope this video has been helpful, and check out my couple of other videos I've done on wool garments. And really appreciate your views, really appreciate your comments, and any ideas that you guys have as well. And like, subscribe, share, all that sort of stuff. So thanks guys. See you on the next video.